I do like bread. I love bread to this day. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Bless you, choir. Thank you so much for that last song. As they were ministering, all I could remember was growing up in church and being on a bench and hearing folks just start clapping and moaning and swaying. And eventually somebody might say something like, there is a name. Yeah. I love to hear. Yeah. I love to sing its word. It sounds like music in my ear. The sweetest thing. Oh, y'all know that one? I haven't seen that one. Oh, I love Jesus. Oh, I love Jesus. Come on, sing it like you know it. Say, come on, say, oh. Hallelujah. I know you got me. That's all right. Good morning. I would be remiss if I first off did not thank the angel of this house and his lovely wife. Thank you so much for the opportunity to speak. Ministers on the roster, we bless you this morning. I got some family with me. I see my wife, and thankfully not all of my kids. Thank God somebody else took on the duty for a few hours. I see my brothers, Heaven, I see you. My wife's sister, Yolanda, from work. Mom and Dad, I see y'all. Uncle Reggie, y'all saw him. He did enough talking this morning. My Aunt Debbie and my grandma, I'm grateful to see y'all. This morning, I don't want to be long. I think my daddy sent me a note and said, don't be up in no longer than 15 minutes. So I will obey my elders this morning. We find ourselves in the theme scripture, Daniel, the 3rd chapter. We're going to take the 16th through the 18th verses. We're going to rock steady for a minute and we're going to get out of the way. All right. Daniel 3 and 16. Daniel 3 and 16. And the word of the Lord declares, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered and said to the king, O Nebuchadnezzar, we are not careful to answer thee in this matter. If it be so, our God whom we serve is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace, and he will deliver us out of thine hand, O king. But if not, be it known unto thee, O king, that we will not serve thy gods, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up. I know the theme this morning is man up, but for this few minutes that I got, I want to talk from the subject of I will not bow. I will not bow. I had a few moments of rehearsal earlier this week in my shower, and I was preaching to myself. It was real good to me. And my wife walked in and said, well, baby, I know it was good to you, but you're going to have to do a little better than that. So hopefully, we've refined the sermon in a way that will please the masses. I find this subject man up, and I want to be honest with you. I come at a time where I seriously believe we are in need of a cultural shift. Not only are we in a place where we are in bondage over the ideals and the identity that is ours, we are in a place where it appears as if no one seems to care.
Well,
I find this passage of scripture very interesting because it shows me, at a very broad scheme, the methods by which Daniel and his friends used to overcome similar adversity. can I just set a few priorities that I find in the book of Daniel? Men, if you're going to man up, number one, you got to learn to stand up. Nothing upsets me more than us figuring out something and then not standing by what we figured out. I want to be very clear and careful to bring to note that this is not the passage of scripture in which Daniel and his friends stand up. That happens in chapter 1. They're offered food and they declare and they say, we will not take the wine, we will not take the pig, because we can't defile ourselves. I wonder how many of us have taken a stance in life to make the decision that we will not defile ourselves, no matter what the world offers. Yeah, I know it's the status quo. I know everybody eating pig these days. I know everybody drinking wine these days. I know everybody smoking weed these days. But can I say no to what is bad for me? So they stood up. Number two, they had to step up. See, that's what we find them in this passage of scripture, because they didn't make a decision that they but got to cash the check for. Now that they've said that they're going to stand and not defile themselves, they've made decisions along the way that now have consequences for their actions. They're in a place where now they are called to stand by and step up and believe what they say. Here's the thing I got a problem with most of us. Maybe not in this room, because we're good, devout Christians. But the majority of, let's just say, folk in these days and times don't really walk what they talk. What I've learned is that it's so easy to declare a thing. It's much difficult. It's much more difficult when somebody pulls you out of your private place and says, declare what you just said publicly. So that we all can hear and we all can judge what you said. I love Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego because they made a stance and then they had the audacity to tell the king that they weren't going to even defend their stance. I made the decision, I'll lay in the bed, whatever the decision comes with, I'll take. They stepped up. Not only did they step up, they had to go through something that I like to call is a shake-up. I know some of y'all like this alliteration. Don't worry, I'm going to get into something that's a little bit less sophomoric in a minute. They had to go through a shake-up. They went through this opportunity or this place where they are now in the midst of being tossed into a furnace. We know the story. I don't have to go through it. They go into the furnace, and all of a sudden it seems as if life is in a tumultuous place. Ain't it ironic that after you've made a decision and then you stand by your decision and you step up to walk out that decision, it seems like life always gets a little shaky. Maybe I'm just talking to the Christians who have actually gone through some things this morning. I don't know about you, but in my 30 years of living, it seems like when I make a good decision is when I actually go through something. It seems as if I make a decision that's easy enough to conform to the world, I ain't got no issue. It's only when I make a stance that says, I will not. They had to shake up. After they went through that shake up, I find that they went through a shift up. You know, the only thing that really drives me crazy about this passage of scripture is knowing that after they went through the shakiest parts of their lives, they were able to manifest the relationship with the God of their salvation in a way they never had. How many of you have seen Jesus? That's what I thought. They went through the shakiest of times, and all of a sudden, at the point in which you would think their life is ending, it seems as if their life ascended. Because the manifested King of Glory came to their aid. I don't know about you, but every now and then when you go through a shake-up, you got to shift up. It shifts your relationship to a place where you get to see the manifested glory of God. I'm almost done with my foundation, and finally they had to shape up. What I love about the Lord is even when we come through victory, He always calls us to adapt and become better. Not only did the 3 Hebrew boys have to shape up, but they caused Nebuchadnezzar to shape up. Somebody's waiting on your example, looking for your example, depending upon your example, so that they can actually get their lives together. But what are we going to do? We're going to sit around and be po-mouth all our lives? We're going to sit around and wait for the Lord to come and ride down on the chariot and pick us up all our lives? When we're going to pick up ourselves and say, I have the audacity, the authority, and the ability to change the place I'm in. I find myself really honestly this morning only coming to preach one thing. Dad, I think I'm going to make my 15 minutes. The one thing I came to say this morning, being in the political realm, we learned a phrase. And that phrase was, you have what you tolerate. Whatever you ignore will infect you. Whatever you accept will overcome you. I found that we are in a culture that is much like Daniel's time, in which we have outside influences attempting to take over and control whatever we're going to do. I come this morning to help you understand that if you tolerate it, you've got to deal with it. Let me explain a little bit more. I got to give a little history about the book of Daniel. Daniel, at this particular time and instance, you got to understand that Daniel is written in retrospect. Daniel, after he comes out of captivity, writes this book to denote the victories, the challenges, and the things that he and the Hebrew boys faced. What we don't always get around to talking about is the fact that Daniel and his friends are prisoners of war. Indeed, they have been captured by Babylonian soldiers. My friend Nebuchadnezzar. See, I call him my friend. That's all right. My friend Nebuchadnezzar captured these Hebrew boys and Daniel. And tell you what they did was they captured only the people they thought would be influential. They took the smart people, the folk that were generals and soldiers in the army, and they took the leaders, the princes, those who had rights, those who had royal blood, and they left the other folk by themselves. Why? Babylonian conquest method says if we take those who are influential, the rest will just wander. It says that if we take the folk who actually have to get up and go, we break the culture of a people. We never got to worry about them rising up. They don't create no army. They're too scared. They skittish. They jelly bag. Don't that sound like a bunch of churches? I'm going to stay away from that. This morning. I find myself looking at the history of Daniel and saying, my God, Daniel is in the same position I'm in as a young black man in America. It seems as if everybody wants to impose upon me the way I have to act, the way I need to feel, the way I need to move, the way I need to think and speak. And if I don't speak or think a certain way, I am considered the enemy. I am considered wrong. I'm the one you're going to take to the galleys and kill. Hang. Y'all act like y'all don't understand what I'm saying. And when I look at the passage of this scripture, and I look at this book of Daniel, what I find is that Daniel is in a place where he and his friends literally say, I know that my folk messed up. They ignored you. You said repent, we didn't. So we captured. We get it. But even in captivity, we will not bow to something that we do not believe. Even in the midst of a struggle, even in the midst of a stronghold, I will not say no to the God of my salvation. And it excites me because we got a problem in our culture. Can I just talk about our culture? Can I just talk about some of the stuff that I know men deal with? Is that all right? I feel like our culture has put us in a place where we as men are now walking around with inflated chests. Come on. Let me say it this way. What I've learned about Daniel is that Daniel was not apathetic like we are. Daniel did not accept the status quo just because it was the status quo. Just because it would keep his head above water. Just because it was the thing that was safest. What I found about mankind in these days is that we just don't care. It is what it is our excuse for everything. We don't want to call nothing out. We don't want to fix nothing. We don't want to change nothing. We don't want to perfect anything. God ain't done with me. It is what it is. It's been like this for 100 years. It's going to stay like this for 100. No. We have grown apathetic to a culture that does not accept us or promote us. And Daniel says, I don't care who I have to offend. I will not let my people go back into a shell that does not fit us. We've grown apathetic
What I've really found out, though, as men, is that we don't face our foes, we don't face our giants, we hide our hiccups. Let me make it more plain. We think that it is strength to suffer in silence. I know more men who will not open their mouths and tell folk they are in pain because they see it as a weakness. Baby, that's culture. Culture has taught us that a man is weak. If he opens his mouth and he says he needs. If he opens his mouth and he says that he hurts. Can I help you? Pride is the foundation that allows your pain to grow. The reason you are in pain is because nobody knows you are in pain. Because you are too prideful to declare, ouch, I'm hurting. Can I say it another way? I found that we are so, I got a phrase I like to use with my friends is, you can't be my friend if I only know when you broke, and I never know when you broke. We'll play that game. If I only know you need financial assistance, but you broke up spiritually and emotionally, we got a problem. What I found is that the culture has put us in a position where we literally will tell a man to have an emotional problem is not to be a man. We have been told that we got a shoulder, whatever the world throws at you. And if you don't have the shoulders or the width or the strength to carry it, baby, you ain't fit to be a man. Can I submit to you that you're not a man if you can't tell the truth? Some of us too old still be running around your mind. Fake it. Somebody said you gotta fake it till you make it. No. I'd much rather make it than have to fake it. And if I gotta tell my wife, baby, listen, I'm not in a good place. Let me take some time. Let me go sit in a room. Let me get a cry out. If I gotta tell my wife, let me go get a cry out. I ain't never done that, but I will. I ain't ashamed of it. If I need time, I'm gonna go get time. Let me tell you something, because that apathy eventually turns into anxiety.
Yes.
Because I become fearful of what I'm not addressing. When I live in a culture that says, you good, bro. You good. Hold your head up, put your suit on, fix your tie, go to work, make some money, support your family. You are good. But nobody understands what's happening to you internally. And then we're afraid when we see men just shuddering and looking, and then we get into old age, and folks are like, man, you know, he used to be somebody. You ran him down. You packed him down like a mule with your problems when he internally could not deal with the stuff that was going on with him. Yet that's culture. That's acceptance. I'm telling y'all this morning, I literally came only to preach this particular portion because we don't need to keep out. Right. We're at a point in time, I got 3 boys. I cannot afford for my boys to live with apathy and anxiety that leads them eventually to aggression. It is unhealthy. So now we're in a culture, in a place where we find ourselves hiding more stuff than we share. We put ourselves in a position where we think that secrecy is our friend. We find ourselves in a place where we say that manhood is about how you look, not about how you walk. And eventually, we find ourselves with little boys and a culture of a generation of children. And the only thing they know is, it is what it is, I can't fix it, I'm mad about it, so I might as well just do something that allows me to gain power momentarily, but not gain power in a strategic way. So I found myself looking at Daniel and I say, Daniel, you taught us a lot. Right. Because if we take their particular methodology, we find that as men, if we stick together, I know y'all got a hard time trusting folk. I know. Everybody. It's difficult.
And some folk ain't trustworthy. Let's just be all the way honest. All right? I know you've been burned sometimes. I've been burned sometimes. It is okay. That is not an excuse for you to keep your mouth closed. I mean, your family is depending on your sanity. Your family is depending on your ability to make it from day to day without snapping. Your family is depending on you to stand up, to man up and be the example. You can't do that with stuff that's plaguing that you hiding in your back room, trying to hide all the skeletons in your closet. Baby, we don't care about the skeletons in your closet. The bones are dead. Come on, bring your skeletons. I'll bring mine. We can put them in the same hole and cover them with dirt. At some point, we got to get to a point where we help each other. Get beyond what is holding us in place. Can I be honest? Not only do we need a cultural shift, we need a mind shift. We got to shift our mindset, guys. If the only thing we are good for is bringing in money into the house, we ain't really mean. If you can't set a spiritual and emotional principle or concept in your home, then you might not be, a man. I love my wife. I love her to death. But it's not her responsibility to ensure that my children are equipped spiritually and emotionally to deal with the world. That's me. They got to know how to pray. They got to know how to deal with conflict. They got to know how to deal with the anxieties and the pressures of the world, even at 6 and 9. They have to understand that as little black boys, they do have a higher level of pressure on their shoulders. And they got to walk in a place that accepts that pressure with grace. Not only does it accept that pressure with grace, it puts them in a position where they understand that they got influence to change. We got to be able to, as people, as Christians, as men, step up and say, I will no longer hide the very things that allow me to progress. I look at Daniel's story, I look at Shadrach, I look at Meshach, I look at Abednego. If nobody knew this story, what would we talk about? I mean, Daniel's a good book. He got a lot of good stories in it, but by far, the most preached, the most discussed, is the story of the Hebrew boy. What if Daniel said, no, I don't want people to know we went through that? I don't want nobody to know. We had to go in the furnace. Y'all went in the furnace, man. 7 times hotter than usual. And then y'all didn't come out not smelling like no smoke or nothing. I don't want nobody knowing about that, okay? Let's keep it to ourselves. Let's keep it to ourselves. Nobody need to know you had cancer and you came out healed. Let's keep it to ourselves. Nobody needs to know you had, they found something in your groin. It's fine. Keep that to yourself. Nobody needs to know that, you dealt with depression. Nobody needs to know that. Keep that to yourself. You're fine. Nobody needs to know that story. But what if the story didn't exist? How would we have testimony to overcome today? Manning up is not about becoming more of what society tells us we need to be. It is about understanding that we have a duty to change the way society views us. We can no longer be in a position where manning up means I got to know how to fix the car engine. I got to know how to turn and change the tire. You should know how to change your tire. You should. You should. But you also ought to know how to get on your knees in the middle of a storm and pray peace. I love this story. I honor this story. I'm grateful for the pillars that it shows us. But more than anything, I think what makes me most excited about this story is the fact that it gives us literally hope. Yeah. That if 4 little boys from a Hebrew's tribe can go into, it was the baddest empire that existed in the time.
I mean, these folks knock off their series. See, I don't want to get in all that history. Y'all read the Bible. This is a stupid church. So y'all know about all that. This was the best of the best. They literally, and at this particular point in time, they would be considered the rulers of the world. They went into this place, one, two, three, four people. And they literally turned each of these kings upside down. Now, can I ask you a question as I close? What have we done lately? That flips the world upside down.
Yeah.
What have you done lately that flips your house upside down? Maybe we should start there. How have you taken a mindset that has allowed you to expand your influence in the very space you stay? I don't have a lot of hooping and hollering. All I got is a little truth. And that truth is, I know we've come a long way, but we got a lot further to go.
Yes, Lord.
We can't do that hurting each other.
Yes.
Every man in this room is important. Every woman in this room is important.
Yes.
We value you.
Yes.
I don't care what you're going through in your life. It is not an impediment to you being used. Don't let anybody fool you and think that because you got some stuff that you don't want to talk about. Yeah. We got quiet. You got some stuff you don't want to talk about.
Yes.
That you can't be used. That you can't be effective. And that you can't change the place you are in. Daniel gives us a very clear example. What we resist eventually becomes what we overcome. We can't continue to tolerate and deal with and accept whatever culture says we have to. We control the culture. We are the culture. We are the people. Your voice, my voice, it sounds like our voice. We make the changes. We make the rules. At some point, we will start believing that. And we will stop allowing rules that we do not agree with to govern the way we move, the way we think, the way we believe, and the way we act. Jesus is very clear. He says when he's about to go off the scene to the disciples, greater work shall you do. I don't know about y'all, but I ain't seen much greater than Jesus yet. Which lets me know that there's still some untapped potential sitting in some pew somewhere. That might be you today. Take this with you. You are the game changer. If you say, I will not bow, if you declare that you will not give in, I guarantee you, you'll start to see stuff change around your life. You'll start to see folks bettered around your life. And we will be bettered as a result of it. That's it. I ain't gonna shout out today.